TLR tinfoil hat here. Okay, this is our conspiracy theory rumor mill TLR tinfoil hat. So, we broke the news months ago that Ducati was coming out with a 450, and that got talked about through some people, through some back channels. I found out through the Ducati Moto America team, I think it was, that yes, they are actually developing a bike. They're developing a 450, and they are coming. That is 100% legit. Now, the news we broke originally was that Ducati had been out talking to people and had thrown a bunch of money at Cooper Webb. That, as far as I know, is still true. And we all know what happened, though. Cooper Webb went back to Star. He's comfortable with the bike, which I don't really blame him because he's now seen the other side when you're not comfortable with the bike with what happened with KTM. So the new rumor mill here is that Ducati is now throwing a bunch of money at Roczen to sign him for the 2025 season. From what I understand, Ducati is chasing a very high-profile guy for when they bring the bike out. I don't know if they're going to be a one-man team, two-man team. I'm not sure. From everything I've heard, Ducati's in North America here, and they are going around. Like, I've heard they've been at club testing. I've heard they've been at club checking out their whole setup as far as team stuff goes. And yeah, I mean, they're coming. And it was discussed. This was actually discussed, which is crazy when you think about us dropping news and how much of an idiot we are and we don't know anything. But this was actually brought up on, I believe it was a Gypsy Tales podcast here not too long ago. And from what they know, Ducati's pissed because KTM came into MotoGP. They're very, very unhappy with it, and they said, okay, you want to come piss in our sandbox? We're going to come piss in yours. So from what I understand, Ducati is not even worried about the MXGP series. They don't care about that series. They want to come to the U.S., and they want to piss all over KTM's parade. And I'm here for it. I'm 100% here for it. Now, the rumor going around this last weekend here is that they are actually have basically signed, sealed, and delivered. Cairoli's going to be a test rider for him. So that'll be interesting to see because, man, he had such a long career there with KTM and you know, has kind of stepped into a whatever role with them. So if he switches over to Ducati here to be a test rider, that would be super interesting. And then again, too, to sign Roczen for 2025 would also be super interesting, but I think a super good move to really push the brand off here in the U.S. Now we're going to get into the deep, dark crevices here of the TLR tinfoil hat here. So let's get into this. So this is how this all breaks down in my mind. Roczen signed a 1-year deal re-up with the Hep Suzuki team, okay, which means he's locked in with Hep Suzuki for 2024. Now, let's go back a few months. Roczen signs a 3-year deal with World Supercross, okay? So obviously this year, number 1, 2024, number 2, but we're still going to have to do 2025. Now, from what I understand, Roczen, again, was kind of shopping around a little bit here before he re-upped with Hep. But the problem is that like, he can't go to KTM because DeCoster doesn't like him. Obviously, he's done with Honda because of the way the whole Honda thing went down. Kawasaki's really full, so whatever. He's not going to Star because they're full. Obviously, he can't do Husky or Gas either. So he's kind of locked in where he is. Now, but let's go back. He only signed a 1-year deal. So that means come 2025, he is going to be a free agent again. Ducati, from what I understand, is making a huge push to be in the U.S. racing come 2025. It was supposed to be 26. They've pushed the project forward, okay? So now it's 2025, okay? They signed Roczen for a 1-year deal in 2025, which means they get a high-profile guy who can come out, get decent finishes in Supercross, because I'm sure they're not worried about motocross, and also as just a side kicker, will race the World Supercross Series in 2025 also. So now you have a guy that is literally all Supercross all the time, showcasing your new bike. I believe 2025, and again, I'm not 100% sure on this, so if you know, comment down below. I believe 2025 is the last year of the Lawrence's contract with Honda. So now we're really getting deep in the TLR tinfoil hat here. So Roczen rides 25 for Ducati, premieres the bike, huge following, huge ordeal, awesome. At the end of 2025, they signed the Lawrence brothers to a gigantic deal. I am talking combined probably more than $10 million combined for both dudes to ride the 450 for the next however many years. I'm sure it'll be more than a 2-year deal because they're going to want to really lock someone up. So you now have gone from essentially what was the biggest international star in the U.S. as far as motocross and supercross went with Ken Roczen to now you have the two hottest, newest prospects for the motocross and supercross. You've got a kid that goes undefeated his rookie season. Who knows what's going to happen in supercross? They both won 250 titles. The Hunter brothers are it. So I believe Ducati will premiere in 2025 with a minimal of Roczen as a one-man 450 team to break the brand out here. And then they will come in 2026 with both Lawrence brothers as a two-man 450 team. And I don't know if they're going to have a 250. I know the 450 is their main concern. TLR tinfoil hat. Comment down below what you think of that. But that's about the best I got there.